When you think of planets, you probably picture something like this: Saturn. It's called the jewel of our solar system for a reason. It's a gas giant with this perfect, breathtaking halo of light. For centuries, we've looked at it and seen nothing but peace and perfection. But what if I told you that this is a complete lie? That these aren't halos? They're graveyards. Violent, chaotic, cosmic crime scenes that hide a story of unbelievable destruction. Today, we're not just admiring the beauty of planetary rings. We're digging through the wreckage to uncover the dark secrets they've been hiding for millions, maybe even billions, of years. What are these cosmic graveyards trying to tell us? The story of pretty much every ring system starts with a brutal law of physics, the Roche limit. The Roche limit is the distance within which a celestial body, held together by its own gravity, will disintegrate due to the tidal forces exerted by a larger celestial body it's orbiting. If a moon orbits outside this line, everything's fine. It can circle its planet for billions of years. But if it drifts too close and crosses that line, the planet's gravity turns into a weapon. The planet's gravity yanks on the near side of the moon so much harder than the far side that it starts to stretch the moon like cosmic taffy. It squeezes and pulls until the whole world is brutally torn apart into countless pieces of rock and ice. That debris has nowhere to go. Trapped by gravity, the shattered moon spreads out, creating a huge, flat disk of orbiting wreckage, a planetary ring. Almost all the rings we know of are inside their planet's Roche limit, which tells you just how violent their origin story is. And this isn't just a theory. We've actually seen it happen. In 1992, a comet named Shoemaker-Levy 9 got too close to Jupiter. It crossed the Roche limit and was ripped into a string of pieces before smashing into the planet 2 years later. It was a live-action movie of the exact forces that build these rings. The rings are the forensic evidence. At Saturn, they're made almost entirely of water ice, with particles ranging from tiny dust specks to the size of a house. This tells us the victim was probably a big, icy moon. But the rings of planets like Uranus and Neptune are way darker and rockier, hinting they were born from destroying a totally different kind of object. But these graveyards aren't just sitting there. They're active, chaotic, and always changing. And they have guards. Orbiting at the edges of the rings, and sometimes right through them, are tiny moons we call shepherd moons. Like cosmic sheepdogs, their gravity wrangles all the ring particles, keeping them from just floating off into space. Moons like Prometheus and Pandora at Saturn are constantly messing with the planet's F-ring, and their gravitational tugs create weird kinks and braids in it. Other moons carve out massive gaps, like the famous Cassini division, or keep the ring edges sharp and clean. Without these shepherd moons, the rings we see today would probably be gone. They are the guardians of the chaos, turning the debris of a dead world into something beautiful, but very deceiving. For decades, one of the biggest secrets locked in Saturn's rings was their age. They're so bright and icy that a lot of scientists figured they had to be young, maybe only 100 to 400 million years old. That would mean they showed up while dinosaurs were still walking around on Earth. The thinking was simple. If they were billions of years old, they should have been bombed by micrometeoroids for so long that they'd look like dirty slush. But they're bright, so they must be new. Then, the Cassini mission, which spent over a decade at Saturn, flipped this whole idea upside down. The data it sent back suggests the rings might not be young. They might just be really good at cleaning themselves. Some new theories suggest that when tiny meteoroids hit the rings, the impact vaporizes the debris and sends it flying off into space or pulls it down onto Saturn, keeping the rings looking brand new forever. This opens up the insane possibility that the rings aren't new at all. They could be ancient, as old as Saturn itself, dating back 4.5 billion years to the birth of our solar system. The debate is still raging, but it completely changes how we see the rings, from a temporary show to a potentially ancient feature of our solar system. But the rings don't just hold secrets about their own past. They're telling us what's happening on Saturn right now. One of the craziest discoveries from Cassini's final orbits was something called ring rain. It turns out the rings are constantly dumping particles onto Saturn's atmosphere. A massive downpour of water ice and complex organic molecules like butane and propane is being pulled down from the inner rings by the planet's magnetic field. And this is no light drizzle. Data suggests it's a storm, dumping as much as 22,000 pounds or 10,000 kilograms of material onto the planet every single second. This constant rain is actually changing Saturn. It heats up the planet's upper atmosphere in ways we've never seen anywhere else in the solar system. The rings aren't just orbiting Saturn, they are an active part of its climate and chemistry. By studying this ring rain, we can learn about the wild relationship between a planet and its rings, which could be happening on other ringed planets all across the galaxy. Even crazier, the rings act like a giant seismograph. Just like earthquakes send waves through Earth, wobbles deep inside Saturn create gravity waves that ripple out through the rings, creating patterns we can actually see. By studying these tiny ripples, scientists can work backward to figure out what's happening deep inside the planet, mapping out its internal structure and even its core. The rings are a window into the very heart of the planet. Saturn might be the king of rings, but it's not the only planet with them. Jupiter, Uranus, and Neptune all have their own ring systems, but they're faint, dark, and ghostly in comparison. Their discovery was a huge surprise and changed what we thought we knew about how rings form. These darker rings are made of dusty, rocky stuff, probably from different kinds of celestial bodies that got shattered a long time ago. Even tiny objects in our solar system have been found with rings, which throws a wrench in the idea that only giant planets can have them. And when we look out at exoplanets, astronomers have found evidence for huge ring systems, some up to 200 times bigger than Saturn's. This means that rings, these beautiful graveyards, are probably a super common thing all over the universe. But here's the final, and maybe the most mind-blowing secret the rings are hiding. They're not forever. The same ring rain that's telling us so much about Saturn is also proof that the rings are dying. They're bleeding material onto the planet in a slow but unstoppable process. Based on Cassini's data, estimates suggest the rings might only last for another few 100 million years, which is nothing in cosmic time. We just happen to be alive in the perfect moment to see Saturn in its full glory, a sight that future life in our solar system might never get to see. And what about Earth? There's a new hypothesis that our own planet might have had a ring system about 466 million years ago after an asteroid got too close, shattered, and formed a ring inside our Roche limit. This ancient ring could have cast a shadow on Earth, and might have even helped trigger a massive ice age. Even Mars might get a temporary ring in the future. Its moon, Phobos, is slowly spiraling closer and is predicted to be torn apart by Mars's gravity in about 50 million years. Its shattered pieces will form a brand new, rocky ring around the red planet. The story of planetary rings is a cycle of violence, creation, and destruction. They aren't peaceful halos. They are dynamic, chaotic, and temporary reminders of how powerful gravity and cosmic collisions really are. They are graveyards that hold the secrets of how planets are born, how they work, and how they'll eventually die. They teach us that in space, nothing ever stands still, and even the most beautiful sights are just a single moment in a massive, ongoing story of cosmic evolution. The universe is filled with these hidden stories, written in gravity and time. From their violent births to their slow disappearance, planetary rings are a powerful reminder that the universe is always in motion. They are graveyards of shattered moons, but they're also fueling incredible scientific discoveries. They hide secrets about the distant past and the near future, all while putting on one of the most amazing shows in the cosmos. The next time you see that beautiful halo around Saturn, remember the violent truth it conceals and the incredible secrets it's still revealing. If you want to keep exploring the biggest questions in the cosmos and uncover more secrets hidden in plain sight, make sure you subscribe and hit that notification bell. And let us know in the comments what cosmic mystery we should investigate next.